Are you, as a golfer, looking to shape the golf ball with maximum control? So I've had a few videos talking about how to shape the golf ball with where your sternum is placed when you start the swing, when you set up to the golf ball. If I set up with my sternum to the right hand side of the golf ball, I can access the golf ball in this direction, so I can get in to out, and I've got more chance of closing the club face to get that ball to draw round. And then if I put my sternum to the other side of the golf ball, I've got different access to that ball, so I'm hitting down and across it, so I'm more likely to hit a fade when my sternum's in that place. And I just want to demonstrate how that works. So the premise of this is that if I get my sternum to the right hand side of the golf ball, I've got the easier access to the golf ball to get the ball to move right to left. And then if I get my sternum to the left hand side of the golf ball, I've got different access to it, so I can get down and across and hit more of a fade shot, because it changes the angle that I can get into the ball at when it's something that I predetermine. So with this, if I put my sternum to the left hand side and I try and hit a draw, I really need to manipulate the club to get it to come in to out. So I really need to do something like drop the club down here and drop the club in this way to get into out there, but I'm having to work really hard when my sternum is in the wrong place. And I can get that shape to work in that scenario, but it's just a lot of hard work to manipulate where the club's going. Then again, if I get my sternum to the right hand side of the golf ball, this is the easier side of the golf ball to hit a draw from, but if I want to hit a fade from there, I really need to get my hands ahead to keep that face open and hit across it. But I have to, there's so many things out of place, it's hard to hit a consistent fade and a consistent draw when I'm working against where my sternum is. So for the best results for this scenario, I want to put my club face where I want to start the ball. So I want to start my ball just to the right hand side here. So I'm going to aim the club face at that part of the net, because I think it's something like 86% of the initial ball flight is from where that face is aiming at impact. So this gives me the most chance of starting the ball where I want it to start. If I start with the club face over to the left, I need to manipulate the face back to that initial spot that I want to start the ball at. But can I get that manipulation consistently and under pressure? Club face to the right hand side, sternum to the right hand side of that golf ball, swing through there. And I've started the ball out to the right and it's moving back towards the pin. That is a pretty decent example. I'm on the green, I got the shape that I was looking for. Nice. And then the amount of draw that you get from that can be down to a little bit of trial and error for you, because some people might need a bit more, some people might need a bit less, but if we're generally over this way, we've got that access to the ball. If I then do the opposite of that, I put the club face to the left hand side, so I'm going to start this ball to the left. I get my sternum to the left hand side of the golf ball, so I've got this access to it. And then I swing through there. It's much easier to get that ball to start left because I set the face there. Then I get my swing path out to in because I put my sternum on the correct side of the golf ball to get that access to it. And I am very sorry, I've got a new camera and there's a screen over there that I keep looking at. I need to look at this bit so you can see me talking to you. But there we go, the different manipulations of the flight. So if I need that ball to start to the right hand side there, and I'm trying to hit a draw, but I need to put my chest to the left hand side to hit the draw. Again, I have to really manipulate that club to get it to work. This is the hardest way to hit a draw with your sternum. So my sternum is to the left. I can get my hands to act through the ball to create the shape, but I've got to get them to really work hard. If they work too hard or not hard enough, I haven't got the shot available. And again, let's do the opposite. I want this ball to start to the left-hand side of the target so it can fade back. And then if I put my sternum to the right, I've got to then try and manufacture my hands and really hold this face off to get a fade to work. And I've got the fade, but it is nowhere near the target. So if I get my face in the right place and then my sternum in the right place, it makes it a lot easier to shape the ball to the target. And just to reiterate this process again, face to the right, sternum to the right, and go. Gives me the most chance of success. Beautiful example. Bosh, nearly hold it. And again, I get my club face to the left-hand side. I get my sternum to the left-hand side of that. So I've got this access to the golf ball. I swing through that point. I get the ball starting left. I've moved it a little bit too far right, but I've got the right behavior of the golf ball to get that thing on the green. Hopefully this helps you learn how to shape the ball for you. It's a version that everyone can get access to. You can experiment with it. Set the face, set the chest, bang.